One of the best ways to make your copy and your ads and your entire brand successful is to make your message memorable and remarkable. So let's explore these two things. First of all, think of all the good campaigns that you remember for a long time. And think about what made them so memorable and so remarkable. Let's start from the bottom here and take a look at what remarkable means. Remarkable means deserving to be remarked upon. And here we take some advice from Seth Godin, one of the good marketers of our age. And he kind of formulated the purple cow principle. So let's talk about this one for a second. Imagine that you are driving down a road and you see a cow. Well, it's just a cow, and you move on. You don't remark about it. It's not remarkable. It's not worth talking about. But if you see a purple cow, oh my God, a purple cow! And of course, that's something that deserves a remark and deserves to be talked about. So you should try to aim for that every time you create a campaign, because if you can't pull it off, it can have incredible results because of all the word of mouth it generates. This is one of the main principles behind viral campaigns, which we'll discuss a bit later in this course as well. The next one that's really helps your messages become memorable and remarkable is what we call the unifying theory of 2 plus 2. So the idea behind that one is to not tell people, hey, it's 4. You should give them the different parts and let them make the connection in their mind. And I'll show a few examples of that in a second. But what I want to say about this is that people generally want to work on it for a second, and if they can make the connection in their own mind, they feel like they figured it out and they really get it and understand it, and they immediately like you, and it creates a very positive emotion, and that's why people remember it. This is the next one that I actually want to talk about, this strong emotional impact. We are going to study this in detail later on in the content marketing course, so I won't focus too much about it. But if you can create ads that leave a strong emotional impact in your customers, they are very, very likely to remember them, because emotions are much easier to remember than information. Maybe you don't remember what was the date that something happened, but you can remember how you felt and how something made you feel. So that's where strong emotional impact makes things much more memorable and remarkable. Another thing is stories and asking the you-know-what. So, for example, you would have these things like, guy walks in a bar. And now you want to know what happened. That's just how we are. And for example, Budweiser used this principle in their famous Super Bowl ad with the "Wazza," and just letting people know what's going on with their customers and how they use their product was a great example. And it also things that are really out of the box, things that people have never seen, things that are really interesting, are again something like that that can be very memorable and remarkable and really be deserving to be remarked upon. So let me show you some examples so that you can understand what I mean. Here we have the unifying theory of 2 plus 2 into action by Lego, and this says play your future. So again, this not again, but this ad is targeted towards parents, and so it can help them immediately see that with the Legos, their kids can learn valuable skills like creativity, that can help them become better. And of course, that has a strong emotional impact on the parents, and they immediately understand the value by connecting, by putting two and two together, and understanding that from the Legos, their kid will get valuable skills for their future. And of course, cha-ching, sold. Right. Again, one from Lego. Again, using the unifying theory of 2 plus 2. For you, that may be just a few blocks, but for your kid, that's a dinosaur. And again, this tells parents that kids have a lot of imagination, and Lego can help them develop their imagination. And this is also one of their very, very successful campaigns. This one is focused on strong emotional impact and urgency. You can see this was for the Copenhagen climate change conference, it did not happen. President Obama did not say that, but it's like a what if this could be the next reality. So it's very out of the box, very with a very strong emotional impact. And of course, they did that with Angela Merkel and all the world leaders, and that's what made this campaign very emotionally impacting, and it got people talking about that as well. So it was a very successful campaign as well. Now this one is about domestic violence, and it really shows with one image that some injuries never heal, and it's an ad that advocates against domestic violence by showing this strong emotional image that kids will remember it for life, and it kind of gives you the chills, but that's the point of it. And it has a very strong emotional impact, and that's why people are going to remember it, and hopefully it's going to change their behavior. And people are also going to talk about that ad. Just the fact that I'm showing it to you means that it made a strong impact on me. Now, next, using the purple cow principle, you know Milka, probably, I hope you do. They make chocolate, and they basically came up with the purple cow principle. This is where the milk for their chocolate comes from. And we all know that guy. That's the marmot that puts the chocolate in the boxes. There's no way that when you see something like that, you don't remark upon it. And they even put that in the ad. And, you know, the guy that sees the marmot, first of all, this is something very out of the box. It's very cool, and it deserves a remark upon. And they even put that remark by, showing the guy in the store telling his friend about how the marmot puts the chocolate in the box. So very, very out of the box thinking, and literally applying the purple cow principle into action. That's what made these ads so great and so remarkable. Now, next, I want to show you two different ads by Volkswagen. This is one of their most famous print ads because they bought an entire page, and at the time, people used to stuff their the pages, like they paid for the space and they had to fill it with words and explanations and features and benefits and so on. And what Volkswagen did was, again, very out of the box. Just think small. We sell a small car, but it's really good. And it made a huge impression. And there was really no one that could open a big page and just see a small picture. And it focuses their people's attention there. It was something that was out of the box, something that was really, really interesting. And we all wish we could make campaigns like that. This one, I think, was done by David Ogilvy, by the way, and it's a really great one. I'm not sure if he did precisely this one, but he did a lot of the old Volkswagen ads. You can check those out. There's one about the snowmobile as well that's really cool. Just Google it and you'll find it. Next one, again, showing out-of-the-box thinking. This one is by Mini, where they literally jam the car on the side of a building and showing that the Mini can go anywhere just because it's very small. It doesn't have to say anything. It's just remarkable. And the fact that it's remarkable makes people talk about it, and this is what gives it great exposure. Now, this is also dangerous in some ways because, yeah, people can talk about it, but how does it get them to buy a Mini? This is also why I wanted to show you this ad, because we have this analogy of the Zeppelin in the sky. You know, you can put a Zeppelin in the sky, fly it above your city, and advertise your brand. But how does that make people buy your product? That's the problem with this ad. And even though it's remarkable, it's not actionable. So I want you to think about the goal behind your campaigns here, and not just to make them remarkable. Now, in this case, for Mini, this could probably work because they were just looking for awareness. I don't know what their goal was, but to me, it doesn't seem very actionable. Now, this is one of my favorite ones. I'll play it for you guys to see why it's remarkable, and we'll continue.
Nou, dit is dus de huiskamer. En dan komen we hier bij de slaapkamer. Oh ja. Met...
One of my favorite ads, this one is by Heineken. It just shows not only social proof, but emotion. It's also using the 2+2 principle because they're not saying anything, and they let you connect the dots between the, how much girls love their shoes and how much boys like their Heineken. You don't even have to speak Dutch to understand what's going on. And it basically combines all the best principles of advertising. It's one of their most successful ads. And I even met the guy who made the ad. And when I asked him, man, did you do that one? And he was like, yeah, we were just in a hotel traveling for a conference, and we opened the fridge, and when we saw the Heinekens inside, we were like, ah! And so this is how that one came from. It came from a real story, and this is also another tip that I want to give you. If you can really look deep into what you are doing, something that's really unique to you, and something that you can use to communicate your products the way you use them and the way you enjoy them, that's a great thing. So I hope that you have your takeaways from this lesson. Try to make your ads and messages as memorable and remarkable as possible, but always think about the goal behind them. They don't always have to be memorable and remarkable, and certainly not all of our messages have to be, but when they can, it can be pretty cool.